Hey Star Trek fans, Dan Gunther here, bringing you some of my thoughts on some of the recent news from the Star Trek universe. So of course right now we're in between seasons of Star Trek on television, so not a lot to report as far as new productions coming out anytime soon go, but we have received some indications that there are Star Trek productions who are now moving closer to being in front of the camera. Star Trek Discovery Season 4, of course we know, has been shooting for some time since the end of last year up in Toronto, but it appears that they will soon be joined by Star Trek Strange New Worlds. This is due to some posts on social media by some of the actors involved in that production, including Ethan Peck, who indicated he is now in Canada. Given the travel restrictions due to COVID-19 and that sort of thing, it's not likely that he's on any kind of a vacation or anything like that, but it seems that they are getting ready to film Season 1 of Star Trek Strange New Worlds, the Captain Pike spin-off of Discovery. Really looking forward to getting some hints and tidbits from the set of Strange New Worlds. There's been a kind of dearth of news from that production. We don't know any of the actors in the show besides, of course, the main three, who would, of course, be Anson Mount, Ethan Peck, and Rebecca Romaine. But yeah, hopefully we learn more about that production soon. Currently confirmed now to be in production, however, is Season 2 of Star Trek Picard, initially slated to begin at the beginning of February. This was delayed a little bit, but apparently they are now shooting the second season of Star Trek Picard. This is again thanks to some social media posts, some of which have been taken down in the meantime. Michelle Hurd recently posted a picture captioned "Back to Work and It Feels So Good," and the new showrunner also posted to social media. That post has since been taken down, but it does prove that Picard is indeed in front of cameras as we speak. So Godspeed to that production. Hopefully it goes really well. Looking forward to finding out all the little tidbits and stuff about Season 2 and bringing that to you, of course. So with the news of Picard and Strange New Worlds, it needs to be said that this means that there are 5 Star Trek television shows that will be in production in 2021, which, you know, I mean, say what you will, whatever your feelings about Star Trek right now, it really is a renaissance. We're seeing new shows and just popping up everywhere and lots of work being done. It's really incredible to see. So, of course, we have Discovery, Strange New Worlds, Picard, Lower Decks, and Prodigy. Now, speaking of Star Trek Prodigy, there's some interesting news that came across my desk in the last few days, and that is about the return of William Campbell to the Star Trek universe. Not that William Campbell, but rather this William Campbell, or Billy Campbell, who played Captain Okona in the TNG second season episode The Outrageous Okona. And of course, as you know, we've been screaming for this character to return to Star Trek for years, and now they're finally making it happen. I'm kidding, of course. This was kind of an odd piece of news, but he recently appeared on the Comic Book Central podcast, talking about his life and career. And he was talking about how he is a fan of the Star Trek franchise, and he revealed that he will be returning to it as the character of Okona in voice form on the show Star Trek Prodigy. This is definitely an odd piece of news, and I'm really curious to learn more about this role. But yeah, it appears, according to what he said on the podcast, he will be on the show, and the female lead will take an interest in him, much to the chagrin of the male lead, and it's all very comedic and funny. The way he described it really made it sound more like Lower Decks to me than Star Trek Prodigy, but he did call out the show by name a couple of times, so he would know better than me, so who am I to say? It sounds more Lower Decks-ish than Prodigy. That said, we don't know a lot about Prodigy other than kind of the basic premise and that Kate Mulgrew is in the show as Janeway. We don't know, for example, who this female and male lead are, and what role they have, and how that all plays. So it's entirely possible there may be a comedic element to this story that he's playing into and a part of. So we'll definitely be keeping an eye on this. I am curious as to how CBS feels about this revelation. I know personally, and I can't say, but I know personally of another revelation by someone who would be appearing in an upcoming Star Trek show, reprising their character, that when this was revealed in a podcast, CBS got in contact with a podcast and asked them to remove that info and not reveal it. It's for that reason I'm not revealing who it is I'm talking about either, because I don't want to get in trouble with anybody, and I want to respect their wishes as much as possible. So yeah, I am curious how CBS feels about this revelation. So yeah, stay tuned for news about this. I will definitely bring that to you as we learn it. So those are the main things going on in the Star Trek universe at the moment. We did also get an announcement of a new Star Trek Discovery novel coming from Una McCormack. This will be releasing in May of this year, and it's called Wonderlands. And it's going to be detailing the year or some part of the year between Burnham arriving in the 32nd century and the Discovery arriving there. Really looking forward to this book. Una McCormack is an amazing author, and I really can't wait to see what she has come up with for this story. So yeah, there you have it. There's the week's news from Star Trek. Really hoping to learn more from these productions as they gear up. But I want to hear from all of you. What do you think of the news of these shows going into production? What are your hopes and dreams for upcoming Star Trek? I should also say we've got the CBS, the Viacom CBS Investors Day event happening on Wednesday, February 24th. I'm not expecting this to be as big a deal as the Disney Investors Day was quite a while ago, but still, I'm thinking there may be some sort of announcements there and that kind of thing. Whether these announcements will be publicly available or if there will be leaks or anything like that, I'm not sure, but I'll definitely be keeping my ear to the ground that day and bringing you any news that comes out about that. Speaking of which, the next Positively Trek podcast is going to be kind of our speculation about what might be revealed on the Investors Day for Viacom CBS. That comes out Tuesday, the 23rd, the day before, so make sure to check that out. I'll have links in the description below to subscribe to the Positively Trek podcast. All that's left is for me to thank the Patreon supporters for all of their help in bringing these videos to you. I could not do it without you. Thank you so much. I will see you all in the next video. Until then, as always, live long and prosper.